Welcome back to my channel. Picture this, rows of grapevines stretching toward the horizon. Morning mist rising as workers carefully pick clusters of grapes, one by one. Each grape looks tiny, but together they hold a massive story. Some of these grapes will end up in a bottle that wins gold in Paris. Others will sit on shelves in New York or pour into glasses at family tables across the world. Every year, American farmers gather over 7.9 million tons of grapes. That's enough to produce more than 4 billion bottles of wine. Behind that number lies an industry built on tradition, innovation, and precision. An industry that fuels over 1 million jobs and pumps $220 billion into the economy. But how did American wine become a global success story? Not long ago, people laughed at it, thinking only Europe knew how to make good wine. That changed in 1976, when a blind tasting shocked the world. American wines beat the French, and everything changed. This is the story of how grapes go from dusty vineyards to your glass. One harvest, one barrel, and one bold idea at a time. Before any wine can be made, it all begins with the grapes. But growing the right kind of grape takes time, years in fact. Farmers don't just plant anywhere. They search for land with perfect conditions, lots of sunlight, just enough rain, and the right kind of soil. Most of this land is in California, which grows over 80% of all American wine grapes. Once the vines are planted, they need patience. It takes at least 3 full years before a single grape is good enough for winemaking. During this time, farmers care for the vines like they're raising children. They inspect them daily during the growing season, looking for bugs that might ruin the fruit, checking moisture in the soil, and making sure each plant stays healthy. Some farmers even take things further. In certain vineyards, speakers play soft music across the fields. While it may sound strange, some believe music helps the plants grow stronger and healthier. And here's the most amazing part. The same grape can taste completely different depending on where it grows. That's because everything around the plant, soil, air, weather, even nearby plants, affects its flavor. Winemakers call this terroir, a fancy word that means the land leaves its fingerprint on every grape. This is what makes wine from each place so special. Timing the grape harvest takes skill, not guesswork. Farmers don't follow a set calendar. They rely on tests, taste, and instinct. One of the most important tools they use is called a Brix meter, which checks how much sugar is in each grape. For wine, the perfect level usually falls between 21 and 25 Brix. But that's not all. Farmers bite into the grapes, tasting for the right mix of sweetness and sourness. They break open the grapes and look inside. If the seeds are green, the grapes still need time. But once the seeds turn brown, it's often a sign the fruit has fully matured. Weather adds pressure. Grapes are sensitive. A surprise heat wave can push them past their peak. A heavy rainstorm can ruin them in hours. Water makes grapes swell, which weakens flavor and balance. That's why farmers watch the sky as much as the vines. If bad weather approaches, teams move fast, sometimes working overnight to save the crop. Most vineyards across the US pick their grapes between August and October, but the exact day can change every year. The perfect moment only comes once, and once it does, there's no time to waste. When harvest time arrives, the vineyards come alive, often before the sun even rises. The early morning air helps keep the grapes cool, which protects their flavor. At this stage, every second counts. In many small premium vineyards, workers move quickly, but carefully. They use hand tools, like small clippers, to snip the grape clusters. Each bunch gets placed gently into shallow bins. This prevents the grapes from breaking or getting crushed before they reach the winery. On much larger farms, there's no time for hand picking. Instead, massive machines called mechanical harvesters take over. These machines roll through the rows of vines, shaking them, just enough to make the ripe grapes fall off. It's efficient. One machine can collect up to 200 tons of grapes in a single day, matching the work of nearly 80 people picking by hand. Once grapes are off the vine, the race begins. If they sit too long in the sun, they start to spoil or ferment early, which ruins the taste. So, farmers rush to load them into special bins that let air flow freely around the fruit. These bins ride on trucks that can carry up to 25 tons at once, all headed straight for the winery. In this fast, carefully timed process, both speed and gentleness matter, because how the grapes are handled now will shape how the wine tastes later. Once the grapes reach the winery, every second counts. Fresh grapes begin to lose quality fast, so the process must move with precision. It all starts with sorting. Workers and machines remove leaves, stems, and damaged grapes. Advanced wineries now rely on AI-powered cameras that inspect each grape in milliseconds, spotting even the tiniest flaw. White wine grapes stay whole and go directly into pressing machines. These press slowly and gently, drawing out clean juice while avoiding bitterness from skins and seeds. Red wine grapes follow another path. Their stems are removed and then they're crushed, either by hand in small batches or by high-capacity crushers that handle tons per hour. For white wine, juice separates quickly from skins. For red wine, juice stays in contact longer to extract deep color and bold flavor before fermentation begins. American wine isn't just a drink. It's the result of years of passion, precision, and powerful teamwork. Every bottle tells a story, from sunlit vineyards to high-tech wineries. So the next time you enjoy a glass, remember the journey behind every sip. If you love discovering how that magic happens, hit that like button, subscribe for more fascinating stories like this, and drop a wine in the comments to show you made it to the end. Cheers to great wine and great content.